Today is mental health, like National Mental Health Awareness Day. Um, so I'm gonna share a little bit of my story to you guys. I've been kind of vocal about how my life has changed because of mental health, and just mental illnesses and stuff. Because oh my gosh, it's 3 years ago now, I was diagnosed with anxiety and depression, which kind of caused my life to just completely flip over and turn backward and fall out from underneath my feet a little bit. And I honestly kind of went day by day, just trying to get through the day and just trying to survive. It was really, really rough. And I've talked about the process that I kind of went through and how I started seeing a psychologist and was really trying to be vocal about what I went through so other people might understand a little more about what mental health is all about, and also maybe even realize that it's okay to feel this way and it's okay not to be okay, which is the truth. So I'm gonna share a little bit of a story for you all. A year ago, I had to make the hardest decision of my life. I hit rock bottom, and it was really hard. And basically something had to give. So something in my life had to change. I couldn't keep on going on the way I was going. Something in my life had to drastically shift. And at that time, I was a basketball player for the University of North Dakota. That was my second year. And I was really excited. I was excited to be able to play, and I was excited to be able to kind of get after it, I guess. I mean, I'm a basketball player, what can I say? It's fun for me to do that, but it was really stressful. When you play a college sport at an elite level, it's really stressful and it's a lot and it's really difficult, and it would cause me a lot of anxiety. Because all of a sudden something I loved became a stressor, and I didn't really know how to cope with that. I didn't know how to deal with it. It ended up being like the worst part of my day. Like I would dread going to practice. I wouldn't even want to go to the gym. I wouldn't want to go shoot. Like, that was weird for me. And when I hit this rock bottom last year, I had to make a choice. So I ended up, after having a massive breakdown at practice, I took a extensive leave. I took a leave of absence from the team, and I had to decide. I had to figure out if I wanted to continue to play basketball or not, if I was able to cope with the pressures. And I never felt so defeated or so weak. I felt like a complete wimp. To be honest, I felt like I was a complete wimp. And I felt like everything, because, here's the thing. Everything in my life was for this. It was for basketball, right? I've been playing basketball since I was 4 or 3. maybe even 2 years old. I don't know. All I can remember is playing basketball. And I love it. I've always loved it. And it was always my thing. I was always my de-stressor. It was never my stressor. And suddenly it was my stressor. And I didn't know what to do. And I was suddenly stuck between a rock and a hard place. And I ended up talking with a lot of people. My coaches were phenomenal. Just amazing people, first-class people. They really helped me through the process. They wanted the best for me. They wanted the best for Allie, not number 45. They wanted the best for me as a person, not me as a basketball player. And that's something that I will take with me for the rest of my life. That sort of respect. Very special people. And I ended up quitting the team. I stepped down from the role of a basketball player, and I became a partial manager, and I would film the games. It was the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life, and it was because of my anxiety and because of the depression that would come from that anxiety that I had to make that choice. And I learned that I had to put myself first. I was so concerned about what other people thought about me in that moment. I was so worried that someone else was gonna be like, she's such a wimp. Like, oh my gosh, I can't even deal with her anymore because, oh my gosh, look what she did. She never even saw the floor. She's a terrible basketball player. She's a terrible person, blah, 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 blah. That doesn't matter. I realized that didn't matter. They don't even know me. Like, if you thought that, that's not me, right? I realized that I knew myself so much more than I even thought I did. And that I was more than that. I was more than just a basketball player. I was more than just number 45. I was a lot more than that. And my mental health was worth a lot more than that. And I mean, it ended up taking me a moment where my friends actually came up to visit me, and one of my really great friends, she realized, Allie, like, it's okay. I'm not gonna think any less of you if you quit. And that's kind of when my heart just like stopped. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's literally what's keeping me from making a decision, because I took a month to decide. I didn't decide in a day or a week. I took a month. At 19 years old, that's kind of a big decision. There's money involved and a lot of different other things too. So it was a big decision, but I realized that I was worth more than that. And that my mental health and my overall health was worth a lot more than that. And basically, what I'm trying to say here is that it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks about you. It's about what you think about yourself. And if you realize that you have to take a step back, or if you have to make a hard decision, but it's for the betterment, I don't even know that's a word, I'm sorry. It's for the overall health of yourself, do it. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It's only you. And that's something that I've been taking with me ever since. And now I'm on an awesome track. And I'm so thankful for everyone that supported me through that process. I would not be here doing this if it weren't for those people. My friends, my family, my coaches, my mentors, my peers, professors. I mean, it took a lot. And I'm only as strong as my support group. So I just want to say thank you to you all. If you're watching this, thank you so much. My life has definitely changed for the better. And even though I'm not playing basketball, even though I'm not on the floor when UND is playing, I realize it doesn't really matter. Because I found a new thing. I found a new path that I wanted to take. And I wouldn't have found that if it weren't for my support group. So I just want to say thank you. And I hope you guys remember this message and maybe even realize something more about yourself from it. So have a good night.